You weren't expecting that, were you?
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
You're in violation of secure communication procedures, Commodore.
So we just went ahead and fixed the glitch.
There is no America. There is no democracy.
Our fifth objective, a new world order.
There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West.
Right-wing conspiracy.
What do you call it when the assassins accuse the assassin?
A new world order.
Thank you for plugging in to the Stones Unturned podcast.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
I'm your host, Professor Thomas Henry Horan.
He reads everything.
Oh, you better bet your bippies he reads everything, you magnificent betards. Welcome back. Get plugged in. This podcast is about to get interesting, I think. Okay. Let's talk about crisis management. We have a crisis. Mom has keeled over dead. I knew I forgot something. Let me just show you now. Let's get back to the case of the missing old bag. Let me recap briefly. On the evening of February 1st, it was reported to the public that Nancy Guthrie, the mother of NBC anchor extraordinaire Savannah Guthrie, was missing and believed to be having a medical emergency. Hold on a second. On February 2nd, we get this corrected story that she's been abducted because bloodstains were found at the scene, and that's these bloodstains here. This is the front porch. There is footage of this. There is footage of this. That's where footage comes from, by the way, footage. Because 2 O's equals O, not ooh. 2 U's equal ooh. 2 O's equal O. Where was I? Where was I? Bloodstains. This. Okay, this is the front porch. You will keep your eye very carefully on the intruder. You will see him step around these bloodstains and then try to step over it. I think I do see him step in it, and I think that does show up in one of these photographs. You see that? You see that? I think he does step in it. Well, watch the video. Watch this video. Watch Dingleberry. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness the perfect crime. You are not ready. Dum 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 dum. There, right there. Is that where he did it? See how this tile's been cut in half? Is that where he fucked up? Okay, so here's one that's been cut in half, and it looks like he steps on the one that's exactly opposite. Is that true? Look. Maybe not. Where was he stepping before he stepped there? Did he step there? Is that why he moved his foot? The controls do nothing. Right there. You can't see that. I can't see it either. Did his toe. Okay. He cannot turn. I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, he cannot turn like this. He turned like this and then turns his foot into this position. Watch. If I can get... now that I know what to look for, I'll go into this in some detail. Did his toe... Did the edge of his toe, when he starts to turn around, otherwise he'd have to break his leg or dislocate his pelvis. There. See it? Do you see that? Let me try to zoom in. I will zoom in on this right now. See that? You see him step... Son of a fucking bitch. Hold on. See that? You will. See that? You see that right there? I'll enhance that later. You see that? Oh, I guess we were there. Look at this. Wait. Hold on. He's stepping in that area. So he's stepping. Let me get these two pictures close to each other so I can look, see what the hell I'm doing. Now I lost my place completely. Is that it? He's stepping here. He's stepping in this area right here. Okay, so the first time in this frame, he's stepping right here. Let me duplicate this. That's the first frame. Let me go on to the next frame, if possible. Well, we're getting somewhere. I can't believe we can see that. Now he's stepping here. We're seeing this close up here. Where's another picture? I'll have to go to the video of this. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull that up really quick. You can just sit there and suffer. Does he move like this guy or not? That's not the video I want. The video I want is this one. Okay, let's take a frame from here. Okay, now we can see the whole area. It looks like he steps here. He turns. He steps here. Okay, so anyway, let me grab this frame really quick and we'll see if we can put something together. Maybe we'll crack this bastard tonight. Okay, now in this frame, his foot, let me rotate this. This one, it would help. It would help. Let me rotate this. Okay. This will help. It'll help me anyway. So in this frame, he's stepping here. right here. This frame, he's stepping right here. Now let's take a look at this. Which is this area here. Could this be where he stepped in it? Because that's zoomed in pretty tight. These tiles are 9-inch tiles. So this is 2 inches. Has he got 2 inches of his foot? The edge of his shoe. Is the edge of his shoe 2 inches inside this tile here? I think it is. I think that's it right there. I will put more work into this instead of taking up all of your time tonight. But is that his footprint right there? Is the blood already on the porch? Because look, it's brighter red than all the other drops. It's almost like these 2 drops, these 3, 4 drops were already there and dry, and he tracked fresher blood right there. Because how else could these other drops be undisturbed? Did I just crack this fucking case? Look at that. If there was blood on the doormat that hadn't dried completely yet, and he stepped in it, and he turned and he stepped right there, would that account for that right there? Well, what do you know about that? I think that's more convincing than trying to tell me that he did that before the old bag was dead. Because I'll tell you what happened. He didn't dump her off in the driveway. I got to show you something. Okay, it's not this. Wait. It's not this. It's not this. It's this. No. It's this. What he did was he dropped her off. Okay, let's go back to that video. You need to see something in that video. Look at this part of the video. You see, look over here. Do you see that porch rail? Not porch rail. Do you see the handrail that goes down the middle of the steps? Do you see that? When you walk up the sidewalk, sorry. Any second now. Any second now. Bear with me. Here we go. Okay, they go past, but you saw them, right? There are other pictures. There are other pictures that show that rail. And you're going to look at them if it kills you. You see right here in the middle of that picture, you come down the end of the sidewalk before you get to the driveway, there's 2 steps and a handrail. I'll tell you what happened. He dropped her off here. She started up towards the steps. She slipped and fell, and her chest fell across the rail. And she started stumbling up the sidewalk, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she gets here and she falls down. And when she gets there and falls down, she's here. She's starting to drip blood, drip blood, drip blood, drip blood. She gets to the door, opens the door. Hold on a second. Starts to open the door and falls down. Okay, are you with me? Drip, drip, drip. She stumbles, opens the door, falls, coughs up blood. Now what do? It's your fault. It's 10 o'clock at night. The doorbell camera was not ripped off the wall until 1:47, 1:48. That's almost 4 hours. That's almost exactly 4 hours after he brought her home. And there was some fresh blood. So how long does it take to wrap up a body, put it in a trunk? Are you with me? Because her phone, the reason her phone didn't record any of this was because it wasn't a heart monitor. She could have been dead for 4 hours before the pacemaker was disconnected from the Bluetooth, because her pacemaker would have kept running. How's that for macabre? This is what happened. That's why there's no blood on the sidewalk. He let her out of the car in the front door. She came out the front door to get in the Uber. She didn't use the garage door. Then he came back later and tried to make it look like a burglary. He never went in the house at all. He's got 4 hours to leave her there, go get some clothes to change into, get his bike light. How much of the stuff did he have in the car already? He's got 4 hours. Almost exactly 4 hours to go and come back, while her phone is with her, still connected to her pacemaker. He has fucked up in a major way. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? And he comes back and he dicks around with the body. It takes him 45 minutes to put the body in the trunk of the car. And he takes the phone and the wallet and the keys and leaves them in the house. And he takes the body. Where? Well, it just so happens that he married into a very prominent mining family who spent a lot of time searching for gemstones and jewels in all kinds of abandoned mines all over Arizona and Mexico and Australia. One of his daughters collects gemstones. They know where there's a hell of a lot of abandoned mines in Arizona, especially around Tucson. What do you think Tucson's doing there? It's a mining town. That gives him 4 hours from 2:30 to 6:30. How's that for a crazy conspiracy theory? Because the police treated it for the first day as just a silver alert, a lost senior who had a medical emergency, tried to make it look like she had the medical emergency coming out the door, wandered off, got lost. Well, where is she? There's no body. I don't think it'll ever be found. But why would a kidnapper take her with him? Why? She's going to die. Here's the thing about these blood stains. She was on a pacemaker. She was 84 years old. She's taken blood thinners and anti-inflammatories. She was probably going to die this way anyway. This was statistically the most likely way she was going to die. What happens is the blood gets too thin. And she had terrible back pain. So she's taking NSAIDs, and she has to take heparin because of her pacemaker. She's 84 years old. What happens is the blood starts to seep through the lining of the lungs, and you start to drown, and you get this. And then Dingleberry comes back, and he tries to set up this stupid video. Or maybe his intention all along was to grab the camera, and he was trying not to show himself on camera. And he didn't know that the only video that would be recorded would be the one that was right before the camera got removed from the wall. Because this video was not miraculously recovered by Google until a week later. And there's no miracle to it. The Nest system, if your subscription, once you have a subscription, it automatically records your videos. They're not your videos. They're Google's videos. You pay to access Google's videos of you. I'm not joking. Read your terms and conditions. If your subscription lapses, all video clips are automatically tagged delete. So the next time the cloud server needs to overwrite those sectors on that hard drive, it can. Are there 80 some odd viewers? No, he's 8. Hi, baby bull. Yeah, the front doormat was never collected for evidence. Baby bull is on fuego this month. Baby bull must be a Taurus. Baby bull is on fuego. Brian Entman reporter said the Pima County tax assessor was questioned by the FBI about Nancy Guthrie's property. Sheriff was not happy about it. Not sure what they were looking for. Where is Nancy now? Hi, Cooper. Welcome back. Mwah, thank you very much. Mwah. This family, hi Charles, hi 47. This family knows the location of every mine and missile silo in Arizona. And that's just for starters. You know, her dad's been dead 40 years. Well, 38 years. Give me 1 second. Well, you can't see me anyway. That's good. Her dad's been dead 38 years. But you know anything about Savannah? I could not believe. She's like Supergirl. Do you know anything about this broad? She graduated magna cum laude from Georgetown University Law School. Did you know that? Did you know who she used to work for? Let's go back to slideshow. I love it when I'm right. Surge didn't have to tamper with the time and date metadata on every frame of that clip. All the little fragments of the frame would have to be tampered with. That would take a week. And Surge would know how to do it. Right, Surge? You are a programmer, right? You do know how Google works, right? Because I never saw him write a single line of fucking code. I met him once. I talked to him on the phone, maybe twice. Talked to him on the phone a few times. Very nice guy. Tried to help. Great job, Baby Bull. Yeah, great job, Baby Bull. Hi, Toad. Great job, Baby Bull. Love this show. Now, here's the thing. That's just the beginning. I don't think... You tell me what the fuck this is right there. You see that, right? Let me move this over. There. You tell me. You tell me. If that's not that silly son of a bitch stepping in fresh blood that was still on the doormat, hadn't dried yet, and he turns around and see his foot is here. His foot is right here. Let me cheat a little bit. His foot's right there. Look. 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 Whoops. Look. Move this here. Look. Let me turn this 90. Let me turn this so they're all facing the same direction. right? His foot is right there. Yeah, that's pretty freaking close. Play the video again. Wrong video. Yeah, they never even picked it up. Look, it's still got dead weeds on it. See, they didn't treat this as a crime scene, and I think they were right. There's no evidence of a crime. There isn't any evidence of a crime. There's evidence of a medical emergency, but that's not a crime. See, his foot is right there. His foot is right there. I'm telling you. Hi, Kevin. You stared at that house every day for 30 days? Have you stared at goats? Okay. I got to go members only here, so... I still can't tell you everything. There's a name I cannot mention. That you got to see. Not tonight. You won't see it tonight. Oh, boy. This thing, wait till you see. Now we're going to sit here and twiddle our thumbs. Oh, by the way, last night I may have misinformed my audience as to the wife of Senator Mark Kelly. Senator Mark Kelly is married to Gabby Giffords, correct? Not, who did I say? Did I say Tulsi Gabbard? The one who got shot in the head, Gabby Giffords, right? At a rally, right? January 2012, severe brain injury, assassination attempt. Born and raised in Tucson, Scripps College and Cornell. Price Waterhouse. CEO of El Campo Tire Warehouses, her grandfather's business. January 2011, shot in the head near Tucson during an event with constituents. Her mother was a Christian Scientist and her father was a Jew. Her grandfather, Akiba Hornstein, I'm not making any of this up. I've never heard that name. Akiba Hornstein, a Jewish immigrant from Lithuania, who changed his name to Giffords to avoid anti-Semitism in the United States. Through her father, Giffords is a second cousin of Gwyneth Paltrow and Jake Paltrow. Giffords graduated from Tucson Junior High. So she is friends with Savannah Guthrie, former Girl Scout. Sociology and Latin American history, Fulbright scholar, and Chihuahua. That's not where. Regional Planning, Cornell University, 96. Mexican-American Relations. Price Waterhouse. Soft on immigration. Supported the war. Committee on Armed Services, Committee on Science, Space, and Technology. That's convenient because her husband is Mark Kelly, astronaut and former fighter pilot from the first Gulf War. He trained on some of the images that were processed by the graphic workstations I sold to the National Reconnaissance Office. Not that he owes me any favors. She was the first crypto-Jewish woman elected to Congress from Arizona. You can't be a crypto Jew and then jump out and play the J card. It doesn't work that way. Husband Mark Kelly. Anti-Defamation League. That's not cool in the Democratic Party these days. It's not cool to be a Jew in the Democratic Party all of a sudden. Support of renewable energy. Okay. So that's his wife. Well, it's more than that, 47. I think it's a little bit more than that. But yeah, the money is still coming in. There's no doubt about that. Social Security checks and pension checks will come in until they receive a death certificate. And if they ever do, if the body is ever found, then the life insurance will pay off. Maybe double indemnity. If they can convince a jury that it was she was a victim of violence and it caused her death, that might be double indemnity. That might be $10 million.